Hey everyone, this is the speedrun guide for Mega Man Legends, and this is going to be part 3, the late game, where it's the fight with Bruno, all the way up until the end of the run. So here we are after we defeated the Bonds in the air, the Gesellschaft fight, and then Fokker Wolfer afterward. My health looks different than it did before. That's because I lost the previous save state I was using, so yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway, so going out the door here. Let's get this text. It doesn't matter what option you choose. At least on Japanese. I don't remember if English is whatever you want to pick for English, but Japanese it doesn't matter. Same number of text boxes. So right when you come out of here, I'll roll. And then you want to, it doesn't matter which order you do these two things in, but you want to heal at data so you get your weapon energy back. Then you want to talk to roll and travel the main gate. So I prefer to do data right now. Travels, so up twice, and up twice again, we go to main gate. Even though we haven't been to main gate yet, it gives you the travel point without you having to go there, so main gate. Okay, quick turn left, escape. Now we're gonna skate around this long spiral, and you pretty much want to be always turning right around here. Then at every corner you want to hold down on your brakes. So keep turning while holding diagonal, and at every corner use your brakes. Skip the first door, go through the second door. Move up a little bit, turn right. Interact with this thing, pick the second option. And quick turn to the right. Let's go forward and into this left door. Left door. Excuse me. So we go on through here. Now a neat little skate trick you can do is when you press circle to open the door, keep circle held to wind up your skates so you can just skate as soon as you're as soon as the door opens. Kinda like that. So don't let go of circle, but hold it. Then the quick movement for this is just hold left and turn, and then press forward, and there you go, you're right in front of the door. Now this is the fight with Bruno, and it's definitely very challenging for newer players at first, so yeah, you'll see what I mean. Alright, so Bruno is a really tough fight to explain. It comes down to 3 parts. You have the beginning and how you handle that. You have the grenade part, and that's the most important part, that's where most of your damage comes from. Then you have the ending where you finish him off with a buster. Before I really show each individual part and explain all those parts to it, I'm going to just do one clean attempt at it, or at least hopefully clean, and show you what a good fight looks like. So skip the scene, stutter shoot, run over here, dodge the first shot, jump up, stutter shoot, 4 grenades, drop down, 4 more, get some more damage in, make him blow up the fence, dodge both shots, and take him down. That stutter shooting wasn't very good, but either way, that was a good fight. My grenade damage was really, really good. So, I'll go into a bit more detail, specifically about the beginning and the grenade part. So, you're going to start somewhere around here, like around behind the rubble or whatever. And at the start, you skip the cutscene while the screen is still black. You just mash stutter shoot. You want to get off your first volley, like your 4 shots. If you've shot like a perfectly fast, frame perfect, whatever, perfect 4 shots, you can squeeze in a 5th shot of your second volley, but like 90% of the time you do not want to bother with that. Just shoot your 4 shots and then just jump over here. You can actually just run straight to the black box and not get hit, but you run the risk of getting hit anyway because the orbs can curve around it and hit you. So you just jump over here, and just before he fires the first one, kind of face him, roll, then you'll be behind here. And then he's going to charge up the second one. He fires it, it's going to hit this. Then right when it does, you jump up, shoot a few shots, and when you land, stutter shoot another volley. And the reason for that is not just to get damage in, but also to shoot down any missiles that might be heading straight for you. So once you do that, you're up here. You want to throw 4 grenades at him. Do not throw 5 or 6, whatever, because that's a mistake I see a lot of newer runners do. A lot of runners make is trying to throw more than 4, because you can only have 1 grenade out on the screen at a time, and he's moving further and further away from you. So by the time you get to the 4th one, he's a little far, and trying to throw a 5 or 6 just means you're slowing down your rate of throwing grenades, and he's getting further away, so they might land at a bad spot, like at the bottom or something, underneath his spine. But either way, just only throw 4. And you want to aim for the center of his spine. You can do a little bit above or below, but don't go too high or too low, because otherwise, you know, his body might eat the damage. So aim for the direct center of his spine, only throw 4 grenades. And then when you're up here, you throw your 4 grenades, drop down, fire some shots if you can. Get really close to his feet. Don't get so close that you bonk him and get knocked over, that's bad. But get really close to his feet, look up, throw 4 more. And that's the bulk of your damage right there. Just 4 grenades and then 4 more. Now there might be times where you have to throw only 2 or 3. Like when you're up here, let's say you shot your buster volley and you're throwing grenades, and a missile sneaks up behind you and knocks you off. You might have to just like cut your losses, get up close to him, throw the remaining left from completing that first 4 of grenades, get closer to him, and then throw your next 4 again. So it's all about the 4 and 4, or totaling up to 4 the first time and then 4 the second time. Now, another thing to note is that you don't exactly have to get up here to do the correct setup for throwing your grenades. This is just where it kind of leads you from doing the start correctly. Because let's say let's say you make a movement mistake, or like a missile is about to hit you, you can actually just not even bother with getting on top of this at all. Just once he starts moving, you get behind him and throw 4 grenades anyway. In fact, that's what you want to do on the 64 version, because his AI is slightly changed. You want to wait until he begins moving, and then you throw your 4 and 4, because on 64, he starts moving very early. So you don't really have much time to get up here and then throw grenades. So 64, you want to be down here anyway. But for every other version of the game, fire your buster volley, 4 grenades, drop down, 4 more grenades. And then the other complicated thing is getting him to blow up this piece of fence, because we want this to be gone when we come back here later. Otherwise, we have to stop skating, jump over to get over to the Subcity. So to get him to blow up the fence, you know, just stand behind it. Stand towards the middle or towards the right side, because the shot has a chance of going just clean right through the fence, even though it shouldn't, and it might hit you, which is why you roll anyway. So even though you're expecting it to blow it up, roll anyway, just to be safe. But you want him to blow up this piece of fence with one of the orbs, and then just dodge the second one, and from that point on, you just shoot him down, and that's how the fight goes. Now, let's say you don't finish him off. He gets to that point over there, that big green square. He gets to that point, he turns around, he starts charging out more orbs again. So what you do is, if you don't finish him off by that point, you want to run over here, take cover behind this building. Let me get rid of this stupid dog, he's going to get in the way. So you get behind the building, he's going to fire 2 orbs, he's going to shoot missiles, and once all that is done, you jump up here, and then you start to shoot his spine from back here. So that's your safe spot if you don't finish him off. So let's put it all together, show you another clean fight, then I'll do one where I purposely don't finish him off and show that too. So let's do one more clean attempt. Stutter shoot at the start, over here, roll, second orb jump, stutter shoot, 4 grenades, some more shots, get behind his feet, 4 grenades, get some more shots in, make him blow up the fence, and buster shoot. Do some standing shooting. Doing that is easier than trying to stutter shoot, because his feet might pull the lock on if you're stutter shooting, so it's easier to just look up and shoot. But it's also slower, so kind of take your pick. Now let's do another fight where I purposely leave him alive. Stutter shoot at the beginning. Roll. Second shot, jump, get some shots in. Stutter shoot. 4 grenades. Get some shots in. Get behind his feet. 4 more. Some shots in. Blow up the fence. Alright, now I'm going to purposely leave him alive, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's say he's right here. He's turning around. He's trying to get some shots in. Get behind the building. Wait for the missiles. Jump up. And then just finish him off while you're up there. So, that's what the Bruno fight looks like. I hope I explained it well enough. It's a tough fight to explain, like I said. Just make sure you do the start correctly. And if you mess up something about the start, it's not the biggest issue, it's not the biggest problem in the world. The most important thing is your grenade damage. So just make sure you throw 4 and 4. Make sure you're not like trying to throw 5+. Don't stand too far back because that'll reduce the rate of fire of, you know, throwing your grenades. And then just make sure they hit dead center on his spine. So yeah, hopefully you got the point there. Okay, so now that Bruno's done, what you do is you immediately want to go to your special items, call roll, and we're going to do a side quest. So talk to roll, travel, and the first one to go back to the forest with the flutter. We're going to go back into the flutter. So jump up onto the boxes. Then you want to interact with the TV. And that'll start the side quest. Now, the thing about the side quest is that you need the police station and the bank to not be destroyed in City Hall. I think in my first part I mentioned that it might be a reset if you lose one of those buildings, but it's not, and I'll show you in a bonus part 4 on what to do about it if you lose one of those buildings, but until we get to that point, you want to make sure you just have both those buildings alive. And if you do, interact with the TV, and then we'll get the bank robbery side quest. So now you have to leave the flutter, and once that quest is started, you're literally not allowed to go anywhere else, period. You cannot talk to roll and travel. You have to skate all the way to downtown. So as soon as you can, skate, and just make our way to downtown. It's unfortunate that they lock you out from going anywhere else, because there's faster ways to get there. Now, the side quest is funny and really strange. You have to chase a red car. And, well, you'll see what I mean. So let me save state this. So you have this red car, and it has 10 quote-unquote HP. This car right here. Now if I shoot it, I did 1 HP worth of damage. It does not matter how many times you shoot it, because the HP is counted down by text boxes. So like if I shot it, I can shoot it 1,000,000 times, but it'll only take down 1 HP. But then when another text box comes back up again, it'll take a second HP worth of damage. Now, there's another way to do damage to it. It's with skating into the side. So for some reason, skating into the door also deals damage, but it also negates the need to have to worry about a text box. So, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, that way is way faster than doing 10 HP worth of damage with the Buster, because you have to wait for text boxes all the time. Now, the way to optimize this is to combine both, actually, where at the start you want to set up your position, shoot Buster shots at it until it gets 1 damage worth of Buster, and then you want to just skate into the door for the remainder. So I'll show you what that looks like. And you want to tap up a little bit, because otherwise you get stuck on the side like this. So you want to just tap up at least at some point to get over into position. I'll save state right here. There we go. So land some shots, get at least one hit, and then just skate into it for the remaining 9 hits. And there you go. Now there's a much more swaggy version to finish it off that I can attempt to demonstrate, but it's hardly that much faster at all, but it is really cool, so I'll attempt it once. If I don't get it, then whatever, don't worry about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shoot, turn, the cop car will push you, and you land right next to the suitcase. I'm surprised I got that because I'm kind of rusty with it, but you know, that's kind of what it looks like. Either way, you want to deal 10 damage where you want to do 1 or 2 of the damage with your buster, and then the remaining by just skating into it. So once you've gotten rid of the car, it's gonna drop this suitcase. Now grabbing this is really weird because you can't stand right on it. You have to be at like to the side of it, to the boundary. Like you can grab it from here, you can grab it from here. Just there's a circle all the way around it that'll work, but not directly in the center. So if you want to grab it, just be next to it. And now we just leave because we're not going to give it back. Go to the W door. This is the Uptown. And confirm 200,000 zenny and go on in. And this leads right to the next subcity. Or the first one, rather. Skate right on over to it. And this is the first one with a mini-boss. Alright, so the mini-boss inside of this subcity, I often see a lot of newer runners get just totally overwhelmed by it. And it's mainly because of a couple things. One is the target priority between the enemies he spits out and the boss himself. And the other being your position and angle of, you know, attack, of where and when you shoot. So the main things are to target the boss most of the time. If he spits out an enemy, just knock it over. Don't try and kill it yet. Just make sure you focus on making the boss just run constantly, and then finish off whatever enemies left. And then the other thing about shooting the boss himself is to don't be too close. Don't be at the side trying to shoot him kind of like this. You want to be like direct center if possible, and then just start shooting him or whatever. Just be as centered as you can. Don't get too close, and don't be to the side very much, because that'll make the shots dink on him way too easily. So, with those tips out of the way, let's go over how you actually do the fight. So, at the start, I'm going to skate right behind him. Whatever enemy he poops out, just knock the enemy over. Don't try to kill it yet. Land the first hit, then finish the enemy off. And then he starts running, and then that's when you can actually, you know, do the fight. So you can stutter shoot like that if you want, do 3 hits per cycle, but there's a way to actually skip one of these cycles. You see, I got an extra cycle and he didn't blow up yet. Like this next cycle, he's gonna blow up in 1 hit. 2, whatever. Now if you want to save that cycle, or I guess skip it rather, if you did 4 hits per cycle, then that would have been those extra 2 hits, right? So to do that, all you really do is just stand and shoot 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, or you can do 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 1, 2, 3. So there's ways to do 4 hits in a single cycle. It's all dependent on how rapidly he takes damage, which is why if you just stutter like this, he's gonna run away after 3 hits no matter what. So that's why standing and shooting works for 4 hits. That's also why if you space out your stutter shooting, it also works. So 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 1, 2, 3. So that's how you deal the 4 hits per cycle. And we're going to do that to skip a cycle. And that'll save us some time. So let's go over the start again. So he gave us a Zakobun. Just knock him over, it's not a big deal. Land that first hit, and then finish him off. Alright, now we're going to do 4 hits per cycle. Make sure you're centered. He's still going to get an enemy out, so just take him down. Let's do it again. See, there we go, that cycle went down already. That segment of his body. So we skipped a cycle. Now at that point you can go back to stutter shooting. Because during this segment of his body, you can still do 4 hits per cycle, but you're not going to save any cycles at all, so it's not worth it. You're better off just stutter shooting as fast as you can instead of trying to do 4 hits. Oh. My angle was slightly off. You can avoid that again by just being direct center. And that specific cycle is 1 hit. And the next, like 2 or 3 of them are going to be 3 hits. And then the very last one is also going to be 1 hit. So it's easy to get overwhelmed for newer players, but all you really have to do is just prioritize the boss. Make sure he's running away constantly, and any enemies he spits out, just knock him over so you can keep focusing on the boss. Just make sure he's constantly running. And if there's anything left, then you finish him off. Or finish off whatever is, whatever enemy he poops out. Because you want to knock the enemy over so that they're not distracting you or hurting you at all. But you still want to be able to get time in to shoot the boss so that he keeps running away and not spitting out anything else. Now, the other thing to note is that if you are doing the 4 hits per cycle strategy and saving that extra cycle, it does matter what direction he goes, like once he reaches the end and starts turning. So you've gotten him to this far, he starts going either right or left. If he goes left, you're going to lose a couple seconds, but if he goes right, then that's faster. The reason for that is because if he goes left, he kind of loops all the way around here, and you'll finish the fight roughly around this point. You have to skate all the way to the building over here. But if he goes around to the right, loops around the building that we're after, then the fight finishes roughly around here. You finish him off and just turn, and the building's right here. So, if you are doing 4 hits per cycle for the beginning, and you save that extra cycle, then just, hope he goes right. But if you're not, and you just go 3 hits the entire way, then it's not a big deal. You're going to finish roughly around the middle all the time anyway, so you go for 4 hits per cycle. You want to get lucky, and hopefully it goes right. Anyway, go into the building. Get the key. Go ahead and leave. And then we're going to call roll. And then we're going to upgrade our grand grenades with the money that we got a little bit ago. So talk to roll. Second option is special weapons. And second option again for enhance. We're going to upgrade our grand grenades by a lot. So attack once, max it out. Energy once. And range 2 times. Now, interesting thing about upgrading is that upgrading, I think it's either energy or just upgrading at all. I'm not sure which, but if you upgrade the grenades at all, then the energy gets recharged. So if your health is still full, you do not have to talk to data at all. If you upgrade, you recharge your weapon energy, your health is still full, then you're good. You don't have to talk to data. So once you've upgraded, back out, travel, go to downtown. Then we're going to turn left, and the subcity will be right over there. Turn left, escape, and here's Downtown Subcity. Alright, so the Downtown Subcity, both this one and the one in Old City have a lot of enemy position memorization, and they have RNG. Well, all 3 of them have RNG, but this one's also the most RNG heavy. So pretty much every enemy in both of these remaining subcities are going to go down in 2 grenades, because the grenades are very strong. So as for how you actually do this one, what we want to do is immediately target the pink dude on the left. Skate right to him, throw 2 grenades at him. There's a guy behind him, throw 2 more grenades. Now that's the good RNG. There's bad RNG where the pink dude can... Get rid of this guy. There's bad RNG where the pink dude can turn towards you and then shoot, so you'll only have time to get off your first grenade. At that point, you kind of have to run around and wait till he stops shooting, throw your second grenade to kill him, and then the pink dudes with claws, they're going to be charging at you, so throw another grenade at him, step back a little bit, and then throw another one. So that's how the start is going to play out. React to whatever the pink guy does. We call them hippos, so whatever the pink hippo does, react to it. If he just shoots straight ahead instead of facing you, then just keep spamming grenades until they're both dead. Otherwise, run around until he stops shooting, and then deal with both pink guys, the hippo and the guy with the claws. And then somewhere in this general vicinity to the right, there will be a gray hippo, or a green, whatever. It's not pink. That's all there is to it. It's just not pink. Sometimes he'll be around here hiding behind buildings like a dingus, or sometimes he'll be nice and actually coming out to play. So right after you take care of those two guys, find the green one, gray one, find him, take him down with 2 grenades. And at this point, you just want to skate straight towards that one. And this claw dude over here, he'll usually be somewhere in the background over there. So that's how you want to take care of them in general. 1 grenade while they're running towards you, step back a little bit, throw another one. But either way, he'll usually be just over there next to this pink dude right here. So take him down too. And you saw it. There was another claw guy back there. I saw him. He'll usually be either somewhere within the same area or somewhere closer towards the back. Prioritize him first. He's the biggest problem. Those claw guys, they are the absolute biggest priority. Because they will rush you down. They will do a lot of damage. Whereas the hippos, you can just dodge their fire, no problem. And that last one I just took out, the last gray one, he's always going to be standing right here. He never moves until you go up to him and aggro him first. So let's do like a whole attempt at it. Let's see if we get some different RNG too. So straight towards this one. Throw grenades until this dude jumps. Take him down, see where this one is. He's right here. That's good. Turn. Now prioritize claw dude first. Since he's not even facing me, I'm just not even gonna bother. But if he was facing me, I would care. This one's facing me, so let's get rid of him. Now if they're not facing you, then you just shoot a buster shot. Anyway, prioritize claw dudes. Take out this last one, and you're good. So there's gonna be 2 pink ones, 2 gray ones, and 3 claw guys. So let's do another shot at it. See if we get anything else. Otherwise, it's pretty much just like that. Oh, he ran right past it. That positioning was a little bad, but it's whatever. Okay, so there's one big tip I have for these claw guys, is that if you throw a grenade and it hits their claws, that's going to absorb damage, and it'll take more than 2 grenades to take them down. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll let him get close to me. He's gonna do that, and see, he didn't die, because I threw that grenade at his claw. So be very careful. If he's going to attack you, step back, or you at least want to get that grenade off before he even gets up. So those are your options. Just either way, do not throw the grenade at his claw. That is the worst thing that can happen. So again, let's see, here we go. Dodge the fire. He's gonna jump. He's gonna fall over. 2 grenades there. Oh, he's trying to hide. Come here. Alright, where's claw guys? Alright, prioritize him. He's the biggest problem. Ah. Bad positioning on my part, but whatever, man. Next claw guy, take him down. Oh, he's not dead. He's not dead. Now he's dead. So that's what it can look like if it gets a little hairy. Like that first grenade I threw at the claw guy, it was a little bit from a distance. I should have been a bit closer. So get fairly close, not too close, but get fairly close to all your targets. Throw 2 grenades, and then just find the next one. The ones that have RNG to worry about anyway are the pink hippos, because they might turn to face you, or the claw guys might just go walking around taking a hike. Who knows where they might be. So hopefully you have an idea of what your target priority should be and where the targets will be hiding. So get the key, head on out of here, and then on the way to the 3rd subcity, you do have to heal at data. Not because we took damage, but because we're low on grenade ammo. So if you are low on HP, then sure. But we have to heal anyway, so heal at data, get our ammo back. Talk to roll, travel, then up 3 times. If you're playing Japanese, it's this really dense, kanji-filled freaking... This one is short, but really dense. And it's towards the bottom, so that one's Old City. And then here's why you want to blow up the fence during Bruno. So you can just turn like this and then go on in. Because otherwise, if this piece of fence was here, like I showed before, you have to like stop skating, jump on over, and then make your way on over. So yeah, now we're gonna go into the old City Subcity. Okay, so this one kind of takes the most skill out of all three. Because this one is definitely worth practicing over the other two. Because this one you have to deal with not just enemy placement, but how well you throw your grenades. So you'll see what I mean. So to start here, you want to go to the left, the immediate left, and you'll see a gray hippo. So make sure you take him down. Bad RNG. Then you want to turn immediately, and then there's going to be a pink hippo somewhere around here. You kind of saw him. Then there's going to be another one way in back. So you also want to not aggro this guy and have him follow you. And to do that, you have to kind of stick near this building as you're skating. Kind of like this. Just stay really close to it and he won't aggro you. But since this pink douche kind of went all the way out there towards him, if I want to take him down, I have to aggro the walker anyway. So let's do it again and pretend that didn't happen. Because that's not the ideal strat. So, again, take down the first gray one. Over here. Don't get towards the open. Take down... oh! I missed. There's the second one. First one was over there. And this one was behind, like, this building somewhere. Once you take him down, you want to go over here. Throw one at this walker dude. And we're going to do a long throw at that antenna up there. And the visual cue is pretty easy. So you just kind of line up which building you're going to be next to and these circles on the floor. You want to step on this circle. You can be a little bit back, but you can be more forward than back. So if you're going to like be slightly misaligned, it's better to be more forward than back. So either way, it's going to be on this circle next to this tall building that's linked to another one. So when you're skating, just keep in mind it's before this short building. It's going to be next to this building that's linked up. And you want to be either right on it or slightly ahead. You can be slightly behind, but you have more leeway if you're more ahead. So once you step on this circle, just aim all the way up. And boom. So once you get that lined up, take him down. Like right when you throw the grenade, just keep on moving to the right, left. Take down that guy. And then there's multiple ways you can tackle these last few enemies. And the way that should be easiest is to just buster this guy. He takes 5 shots. And the way I kind of line it up is, so you have this white glyph on the ground. You want to be standing like on the triangle or like really close to it, because if you're too far back, the shots won't hit. There won't be enough range. And if you're too close, then you might aggro this walker. So just be kind of close to this white glyph on the ground, and that should be fine. And then you want to grenade this guy. Now the fast way to grenade him is to like do a quick throw like this. I'm not very good at it. It'll go over. That throw is tough and very easy to mess up. But if you want to do it just, you know, easy, you just kind of run up to him, make sure you line up with him, and then throw. And then you have a couple ways you can tackle the throw on this guy. Now I have a long throw set up, but what I see other runners like Alien do is they'll, after you take him down, you kind of run this way, and you just do like this. I didn't do that right. I had to aim a little bit higher. You could have also got a little bit closer and aimed that way. But the way I like to do it is I use another circle line up on the floor. I think it's this one. I could be wrong. It's been a little while, but I use this one, but I don't stand right on it. I stand a little bit ahead of it. And I aim all the way up. And if I did it right, yeah, there we go. So it's this circle. You have one more, and then you have the corner. So let's say you just blew up that guy. I'm going to go over to this circle. Be slightly ahead of it, aim all the way up, and then throw. But if you don't want to bother with that visual cue lineup, then you just, you know, kind of go over here. Go kind of in the middle of the road here, and then just do like a mid-height throw. And once you throw that, 5 shots, then make your way on over. So let's do one whole round at that. So to the left here, gray dude, turn, stay near the building so we don't aggro the walker, pink hippo, Another pink hippo over here. Turn left. Take down the walker. And at this point, I'm so used to lining up my position that I'm pretty much already in place. But again, the circle spot right before the short building. Aim all the way up. You'll hear it blow up. Shoot on him. Turn left. Stand near the glyph. Throw it at him. Ahead of the circle. Go all the way up. 5 shots, and you're good. So that's the one that's going to take the most practice of all 3 subcities. Like, the second one is just a lot of RNG and just being careful with your positioning. The first one is a mini-boss, whereas this one, it's all about positioning, throw aiming, and you get the idea. So that's the one that's going to take the most practice. Now, we have all 3 subcity keys, so we're just going to turn right. Go in here. And then we're going to make our way over to our old pal Juno. Going back on through the main gate. Turn right. All the way around. Now for this part, just skate straight. You'll go right through them. There's cornering, there's one dude, corner, then past this next corner is 2 guys. You have to jump over them. And then skate on through. And here's the 3 doors.
What?
I'm not doing those jumps on purpose, but funny enough, they are saving me frames. If you interact with the door from furthest away and then jump towards the door while bringing up the text box, you are saving frames. Alright, this guy, RNG. Skate past him, hope you don't get hit. Okay, now for this part, with save state. Now there's these gold dudes around the corner. Now if you're not careful with your skating, you can run into them very easily. So you want to take wide turns around them. Like that, wide turn, another wide turn. So when you go through there enough times, you'll be aware of their position, so just do wide turns around them. Nice refractor. Go left. Left. Right. Left. Right. All the way down. Turn right. Now, funny thing, if you did the 3rd subcity like perfectly, you don't actually have to talk to data. But that's also if you're going for like an optimal Juno. And Juno is just all about the RNG and your throw placement. And if you're not good at throwing your grenades, especially at his 2nd form, then, you know, skipping data would probably lose you time. Whereas if you're a high level player, you want to skip data because look how many text boxes you get. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think on English it's like 7 or 8, so if you really want to, you can go ahead and heal. If you're going for like a top level time, you want to make sure you do Subcity 3 correctly and, you know, skip talking to data. But now that we're here, it's Juno time. Okay, so if you thought like explaining Bruno was tough, Juno is way worse, because not only do we have 2 forms to deal with, but we have a lot of attacks to deal with too. So I'm going to show how you handle each attack before I even get to damaging him. So the first form, you want to stay near the walls. So like for example, he's going to jump, okay, jump away. And for this attack, just stay right underneath him, no problem. When he rams, stay near the wall. He'll always have a predictable spawn position. If he does the spinning lasers, you can get really close to him, or jump just as they come out. So here's this attack again. Stay right underneath him. He's gonna ram. Get next to the wall where he was. And see that? For the spinning lasers, you don't have to do anything. Just get really close to him. I'm surprised he's not doing any jumps, but either way, that's how you handle most of these attacks. Jump away. Stay near the walls. Keep him going towards the walls. Stay right under him. It's a good time to grenade him. There's a jump. Now what you want to do is get into the habit of running towards him after everything he does. Because like after you jump over the shockwave of the jump, it means that you get to run right towards him, and as he's starting up a new attack, you'll be already ready to deal with it. So like if I ran towards him as he does this, I'd be already underneath him. And if he does another jump, just react and jump away again. Kind of like what I did there. So you jump, run towards him, alright, react to what he does. If he does another one, again, just jump back. Jump back. See, and that's why you want to get into the habit of running towards him, because if he did that, he'd already be in position. So that's kind of how you dodge the attacks, but as for how you actually get into dealing damage, that's another thing. So at the start of the fight, you want to throw a grenade and aim a little bit up, just a little bit. Aim up, throw a bit, throw a grenade. Get some shots in. Then he's gonna be like right here. He jumps, so you jump, run forward. Okay, he's doing that, whatever. Okay, he's above us. Throw 3 grenades. See that? I got into the habit of running towards him. I was in good position. If I threw another one, he would have died. So that's what it looks like when you do good combat against Juno. That takes a lot of practice. This whole fight takes a lot of practice. So my main tips here are stay near the walls, get into the habit of running towards him after his either jump or dive, or I guess ram, whatever, where he flies towards you. So get into the habit of running towards him when he teleports in or when he finishes that jump attack. Because then if he does a laser attack, you'll either float up and you'll be right below him as soon as you get up to him, or he'll be doing the spinning lasers and then you'll be right there in position. Now if you're too afraid of standing that close to him for the spinning lasers, then go ahead and jump over him. It's whatever. But it's, unless you get down getting really close to him, you're gonna be struggling to find grenade opportunities unless he does the attack where he floats upward and then does lasers. So this fight again takes a lot of practice. So just get into the habit of running towards him after everything he does, stay near the walls otherwise, and then just find your grenade opportunities. For either of the 2 laser attacks he does, do not throw more than 3. Because if you try to throw a 4th one, there's a chance that he might just jump. He might do the jump attack, and then your 4th grenade would do like zip for damage. Because these grenades, they do damage over time for as long as you're within the hitbox. And if he does a jump attack, he's zooming right out of that hitbox real fast. So you pretty much wasted a grenade. So whenever you have a good grenade opportunity, only do 3. Don't do 4. So let's do another Juno 1 attempt. So throw a grenade at the start. Get some shots in. Alright, jump back. Run forward. Okay, he did another jump. Jump back, run forward. Alright, he's jumpy. Alright, he did that. We know where he's going to spawn. This is a lot of bad attacks. I got no grenade opportunities. There we go. Run towards him. 3 grenades. Jump back. Run toward him. Nice. 1, 2, 3. And there you go. So that's Juno 1. It's taken a lot of practice to get to that point. So get into the habit of running towards him. Stay near the walls. Find your grenade opportunities. Don't throw more than 3. And squeeze in buster shots wherever you can whenever you don't have grenade opportunities. So that's Juno 1. I suppose I should also talk about that super attack he does where he has explosions in the middle, appears, then his arms shoot down and do a shockwave. So let's get to that attack and I'll show you how to deal with that too. Grenade, buster shots. Good RNG. Alright, I'm gonna wait until I can actually get him to do that attack. This is good RNG. I wish I could get this in a run. Alright, here we go. So right when he appears, don't throw too early. Throw a grenade, jump, throw another one, and there you go. So You don't want to wait too long to throw the grenade. You don't want to throw it too early either, because it'll fly right through him. If you throw it too late, you might get hit by the shockwave. So throw a grenade as his body appears, jump over the shockwave, and then throw one more. So one more clean fight, and then we'll talk about Juno 2. Aim up a little bit, throw the grenade, stutter shoot some shots. Alright, RNG. 3 grenades, get some shots in. So that is why you want to get into the habit of running right towards him. So Juno 2, he's got some different things about him. I think he's easier than Juno 1, but there's definitely some things. So for Juno 1, I was saying you want to stay near the walls. Well, Juno 2, it's the opposite. The reason being, he has that jump attack, and whenever he lands, he will do like a multi-jump. He'll do a second jump, and then the third one will be towards the middle of the room. But doing a multi-jump wastes time, and he will do a multi-jump if he lands near a wall. So if you're away from the walls, you're closer to the center of the area, then he'll just land and just do like a swipe with his claw immediately. So that's why you want to stay away from the walls. Otherwise, he has, just like Juno 1, he has 2 basic attacks, then he has 2 special attacks, and then he has a super. So the special attacks, of course, are your opportunities for throwing grenades at him. It's just the problem is he has one where he sweeps the floor, and then there's flame streaks that fly out. That one, you only have an opportunity to throw like 1 or 2 grenades. But he has another one where he like twists his body around and charges up a fireball. That one has an opportunity for around 3 or 4 grenades. So good RNG against him is seeing the fireball all the time and, you know, not getting the sweep all that much. And then the jump, you know, stay away from the walls. If he rams you, just roll, and that's it. So I'll go over, you know, handling and dodging the attacks, and then I'll show you when your damage opportunities are. So we jumped. I was not near a wall, so we just did that. There's the sweep. Jump over it, no problem. There's a jump. Again, since I'm not near a wall, he didn't multi-jump. So this one, I like to just run around and jump. You can just keep running around on the ground, but it's not always guaranteed that you'll not get hit, so the safest thing to do is just jump. So there's a ram. I was already running, so I didn't need to roll, but if he catches me off guard, then rolling is your friend. Let's see him do a jump right here. No? I want to show you why you want to not be near the wall. Okay, he did the ram. There's the fireball. Alright, there's the jump. See, jump 1, jump 2, and then he lands in the middle. That is why you want to be near the, like, away from the walls, because then the jump attack will not continue. So, as for damaging him, at the start you want to just stutter shoot 2 volleys, react to what he does, turn around, throw grenades at him. That was super greedy, I should have gone for 3, but either way. Roll. You want to be bustering all the time, and then just react to what he does. Jump. Alright, I'm not near a wall, so we're good there. Alright, so I'm out of grenade energy. So this is when you would open up your menu and use your hyper cartridge. If you were going for the optimal fight where you skip data, you would be using your hyper cartridge during Juno 1. So just keep that in mind. Just wait until your weapon energy is empty. Now I saw he was doing the super attack, so jump. You have an opportunity to throw 1 grenade. But that's kind of risky. I could have gotten hit. Stay away from the walls. There you go. So Juno 2 isn't very hard. Just he has a lot of improv involved with like when you shoot, when you throw grenades, and just keeping your greed in check. So this one takes practice just like Juno 1, but the only practice involved with this one really is just throwing grenades at his face and just making sure you're not being too greedy. And then otherwise just buster at every point possible. Rolling is your friend. 3 grenades was the safe choice. Oof. Rolling is again your friend. He likes to ram right now. Alright, weapon energy's out. Hyper cartridge. I could have gone for another one there, but he was going to ram me and I would have been in danger. So, that's Juno 2. He's tough, but not as bad as Juno 1. Just has more improvisation involved. So, again, practice a lot. Don't be too greedy on when you throw grenades. Make sure you react to what he does. You might have to roll, especially if he's really ram happy. Stay away from the wall to reduce how many times he jumps. Buster whenever possible. And be careful of the super attack, because you can throw 1 or 2 grenades during it. But then once the lasers start coming down, then you have to just, you know, run. And land Buster whenever you can. So let's do 1 whole Juno fight, 1 plus 2. Okay, at the start, get some shots in. Run towards him whenever he does something. He barely got that attack off, but whatever. The important thing was that I ran towards him whenever he was done with an attack, so I'd be in position to deal with his laser attacks. Alright, Juno 2. Shoot him at the start. And in his head. Oh, I barely got through that. My greedy almost made me pay the price. My greediness. Don't be greedy. He almost got me again. He's greed checking me. Out of grenades. Rolling is your friend. I'm not going to throw a grenade here, just so we can deal with this attack some more. You can kind of run around in circles, just don't get too close to him, otherwise you might run into one of his claws. So, it's possible for him to put you in a bad place where he's near a wall, and he's kind of baiting you to go towards the same wall he's at. But if that happens, just kind of go around in a circle, and that way you can kind of change directions. And once it's all over, talk to roll, hit confirm, and that's the end of the run. This cutscene and the credits are unskippable, so if you want to see your in-game time, you have to wait through all of that. So, I hope I got the explanation for Juno down well enough for you to understand, but either way, Juno requires probably the most practice out of any boss, except for maybe, you know, Big Purple Frog. But that's if you're going for the 1 cycle. If you're not going for that, then Juno is the most practice-heavy boss in the whole game. A lot of improv involved, a lot of reaction, lots of jumping and dodging, finding your grenade opportunities, keeping your greed in check. And, you know, Juno 1, stay near the walls. Juno 2, stay away from the walls. So, yeah, that's the end of this run. Not quite the end of this guide. I have one more part that I'm going to make. It's a bonus part. I'm going to go over things like what to do if you lose the bank or the police station. Maybe like 1 or 2 other things if I can remember them. Oh yeah, Dorito King skip. We call that boss Dorito King, but you know, Garu Doriten, the tall yellow guy in the water dungeon. I'm going to go over how you skip him too, because doing that has some minor route implications, route changing very slightly. And because if you mess up doing that skip, you need to know how to fight him too, so... In part 4, I want to talk about skipping him, and I want to talk about how to recover from losing the bank and the police station. So, if you made it this far and you're still interested in learning the run, then tune in to part 4 to learn a little bit more. But otherwise, that was the run. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you learned a lot.